Unlock the sea crush hidden in the dark. Symbols on the wall, rights about to spark. Read Sharp's vision, playing every part. Unlock the sea crush, gotta leave your mark. Unlock the sea crush hidden in the flame. Steps to enlightenment, never be the same. Oaths in the circle, shadow in the name. Unlock the sea crush, it's more than a game. Unlock the sea crush.
Unlock the secrets. Yo, what up? It's Donut, and you tuning in to Illuminati News. We got a big show for you today, going over the Golden Globes that's about to go down in a couple of days. Big rituals. This Golden Globes happened last year when the fires were taking place and the other side of America was freezing. The polar vortex rituals. And we're seeing this symbolically in the news today with ice all over the place on the anniversary of the fires. So we're going to get into that as we have entered this golden age, looking out for the Golden Gate, the Golden Gate Bridge. A lot of gold all over the place. Right here is Tulsi Gabbard, who got all the credit in the world by the mainstream media and the alternative media for doing her predictions of Venezuela, even though we've been talking about Venezuela on this channel way before. In 2023, I pointed out how that was going to be the big story. But Tulsi Gabbard is showing in her predictions the Golden Gate Bridge with the 128 lights on it. Right here, she shows some sort of boom boom happening in the background and a boat as she looks like Cruella de Vil. Right here is the Olympics. We've looked at one of the biggest rituals of the world stage, the Olympics, which is coming to California. This is why California is being charged emotionally for a huge ritual for the LA Olympics. And they got to get it all created for the wicked smart city of LA. But this Super Bowl being the big ritual going down, and the symbol for the Super Bowl is the Golden Gate Bridge. Here is the Olympic ceremony. They were showing the Golden Gate, this wasn't the ceremony, I apologize. The ceremony was on this and they were going underneath the bridges, but at the exact same time, Netflix released a show about a shark hunting people right where the Olympics was taking place, and then they blew up all these bridges in it. So we're going to get into a lot of the symbols that I see, but first we got 15 occult calendars that I just got sent to me by Paranoid American. So only 15 left. Make sure to go grab yours. They're going to sell out immediately. They always sell out. People have been asking for this. Right here, you go to the occult calendar comic mystery. You're going to get the Illuminati comic in it and the Chit Track comic and some mystery gifts as well. So make sure to click that link. There's only 15 available. So those will sell out immediately, and you can add on other stuff, but most stuff is already sold out. We're entering the year of the fire horse. Right now, we're still in the year of the snake, and I think that the snake symbolically represents the Ayatollah, and they're going to remove the head of the snake. I think this might be symbolic because that was sort of where my thinking was, where I did get the 3-day precision strikes correct to the exact date of the end of it. But I thought they were going to remove the Ayatollah on that date, and I was wrong about that. But I still think that it's part of the code because we're still in the year of the snake. And we saw how important that was with Snake Eyes, with Charlie Kirkland. And on here, it said September 10th or 19th, but it looks like a 10th. where Charlie Kirkland was assassinated by this bullet in the neck by a sniper while attending a Tyler Lincoln fight in Snake Eyes. So we broke down that, and this was in the year of the snake, the year of the Snake Eyes. And we're entering the year of the methylene Lucifer Firehorse year. So this is another reason why it's important to grab the occult calendar, as there's only 15 of them. They're going to sell out. So grab them now while this stream's live, because we do all the predictions in here. And it's a very cool concept. So January, right here, as you see, on the 11th, which is when the Golden Globes are happening, we have, it's Albert Hoffman's birthday, the Hoffman lenses. If you watch the movie, They Live, right, where he puts those glasses on and then he sees the reptilians controlling the news agencies and all that, he's wearing the Albert Hoffman lenses. And this is going back to the Eleusinian mystery cults pushing the psychedelics, which is still happening today with top podcasters getting their cult to get on these psychedelics as they are their spiritual advisors and put them in a state of MK Ultra mind programming, telling them that the aliens are coming, telling them to do weird rituals like that are healthy, maybe taking an ice bath or something like that. But there's a deeper meaning to it that goes back to the ancient days. And even in here, we show the two-headed god for January, the doorway. We're entering the doorway. So make sure to grab that, because that is going to sell out. If you're interested in it, is a heck of a deal. But we are leaving the year of the snake and entering the fire horse year on 217. Just like in the movie Weapons, we saw the 217 all over the place. And here is just some of the predictions, if you're new to the channel, how I predicted that in the Middle East, it was going to happen on 613, I think I was saying. Let me read this. I predicted big moves in the Middle East to happen on 613, the exact date that they did the Iranian precision strikes. And right now, there's this big revolution happening out there that the mainstream media has not covered. They're covering the ICE protests. This is all strategic to not cover what's going on. And now the leftist media is starting to cover it 12 days later. But the 613, I said there was something go down there because this goes into the 613 commandments. So I was connecting it to that number. And big channels that are affiliated with Kanye West and all these elites stole my information and said it, and then they took the credit. But they just probably gain wicked smart over here on the channel. So I predicted that, and my info was used, blah, blah, blah. And then my next prediction is that the summer solstice ritual on June 20th, which is all connected to John the Baptist. This is why on June 24th, John the Baptist Day, they made the National UFO Day, because it all is secret society symbolism according to astrological dates. My prediction was that the summer solstice, June 20th, will be the close to the end of the regime change, but it is unclear what's going to happen on June 24th. And I said the head of the snake will be removed, and I still think that this is in play, even though I got it wrong. That didn't happen. The strikes just ended on that date. So we'll see. I'm going to think about it and try to come up with a conclusion. If I could accurately get the exact day that the regime change takes place, maybe it happens still on that date. Who knows? But I'm thinking it's connected to the year of the snake. So it happened earlier. But yeah, my eyes are also on North Korea with torpedoes. I think that is going to be in the news next. But here's Tulsi Gabbard's 2019 post predicting military intervention in Venezuela. Went viral, looking like Cruella de Vil. We didn't get the shout out. We've been talking about it, but whatever. Here is the Cruella de Vil looking like black and white checkerboard hair color. So all this stuff I think means something on the world stage. I think it goes into a priming hypnosis, a hypnotic method, just like the advertisement agencies put M&M commercials, Coca-Cola and popcorn at the movie theater, even though we already know what McDonald's is. McDonald's, we already know it's a real estate company, and we already know what it is and how it's the number one food product that gets the left wing and the right wing of the same eagle together. Everyone loves their burgers and their Happy Meals. But they put those commercials, they keep it into your subconscious mind. And so I think that is one of the reasons why they put all these symbols like Mountain Dew predicting blackouts and all that, because you go to the ritualistic grocery store and you see all the kings and queens on the magazines and the food products. So I believe that's a way to charge the tulpa, to charge the energetic messaging into the masses' minds. Maduro raid had telltale signs of cyber-enabled blackout. It was dark, it was deadly. All these blackouts we cover on this channel. Here's the San Francisco blackout. I bet you, because this happened before the Maduro blackout, I bet you this was the simulation test run for the operation to go down in Venezuela, because Silicon Valley is nothing more than the military industrial complex. So let's get into the symbols of the golden globes and how that is also connected to gold and silver. We see the silver prices going crazy or whatever. I believe this year they're tricking everybody to think they're going to get rich, and then they're going to pull the rug on people that are gambling. I'm not talking about investors or whatever. I'm talking about the sheep who gamble. That is what is pushed. And I think that this is all being set up now for the Super Bowl, which is all about gambling. So they want to probably pump stuff up for the Super Bowl so people want to get rich. But here's the Olympics showing the gold and the silver. But we also showed you how the Olympic ritual was showing the bridge, how they were building a bridge from America through Africa to Australia. I believe that is the direction. I could be wrong. Maybe it's America, Australia, Africa. Hey, look, I'm trying to get wicked smart. I'm not that smart yet. Oh, it says it right here. I was correct. I was wicked smart. So North America, Africa, Australia. Because once you understand blockchain technologies and the great reset of the economic servitude that's being set up by the stable coins, you understand that they need to bank Africa. Africa's not banked. You can see this in a lot of commercials. You can see this in a lot of different things. And I had the honor and privilege to show this to Jordan Maxwell, because he is the maritime law daddy. So here is the gold and the silver and the Hashashin right there, a secret society that predates the Illuminatus, the Hashashin order. This all goes back to the Knights Templar in banking. This is all symbolic on the world stage, even at the Olympics. They were showing how the decapitation rituals of Marie Antoinette and the Illuminati was all prevalent there with the Hashashin order, the assassin. It was the year of the assassin, and it feels like that is still continuing from Luigi Mangione to the Tyler Robinson kid. And right here, they're showing the Scientologist and the different gold and silver coming down. This is a gold, silver, money type ritual. And we have Nikki Glaser in the news. What's going on with the Nick Matrix? We got Nicolas Maduro, Nikki Glaser, Renee Nicole, all the different Nickys and Nicoles and Nicks are all in the news. And now Nikki Glaser is going to be doing the Golden Globes, wearing the golden gloves and her silver, definitely showing symbolically the silver and gold. This has something to do with the currency. I don't know exactly what, but I mean, that is where my mind goes, seeing a pattern recognition happening. So if we take it back, let's go back, because we've been documenting these rituals and getting laughed at by the mainstream podcasters who say they're alternative media, but they're nothing more than political pawns serving a political agenda for institutional power that is ancient. We look into the Sampaku eyeball. Sampaku eyeball had been going viral, but right here is the Sampaku eyeball ritual we were covering with Aubrey Plaza, how she has the Sampaku eye and her husband passed away tragically. During the Golden Globes, was this the Golden Globes ritual? In Leave the World Behind, this is connected to it. Leave the World Behind. They were showing the social engineering operations that are taking place, the fifth generation warfare of communication, not knowing what is going on, not only showing the boats and not only showing the 128 code and not only showing the cyber events that the WEF, who are meeting at the end of this month, said was going to be the next big ritual. They were also showing the social engineering campaigns, and this is exactly what has been going on online, whether that's AI or political movements. This was all exposed recently when they turned on the location of people saying that they're from America, for example, and that maybe they're Republicans or they're Democrats or they're America First or whatever they are saying that they're from America. Then it turned out, no, they're like from Pakistan or South Asia or just different places, intertwining emotional hijacks for the plebes who are addicted to their cell phones, and the useful idiots, not useless, useful idiots are being manipulated through currency and dopamine hits. So if you push something that's going to divide America over the last few years, you're going to make money. It's monetizable. Plus, you're going to get dopamine hits and narcissistic attention. So there's a thing where I've been connecting a lot of people who say that they're seeking like the truth or whatever, but they're actually seeking attention, because this goes into a psychological operation on the plebes. And that's just what's going on. I've been in this business for a long time doing video productions for other people. And it's just crazy, the ego, the narcissism, and the character change that comes with online, building your online content. And there's some famous sayings about it where you change who you are. I forget what it's called. It's called like impersonation, something, I don't know, where YouTubers change who they are because they're at the will of the ratio. They're at the will of the collective. They're at the will of the audience telling them what to do, believe, and think. And then they absolutely change for a like, for a view, for the monetization. And so this is a huge psychological operation that has been going on. And it's so much deeper than I could understand. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to understand it. Kim.com, he be crashing out. Could be, I'm not even going to get too much into it. But we see people like Tucker Carlson getting promoted on the Iranian television during this blackout that's happening there in this revolt. And then you see nobody shouting about it. Where's Greta Thunberg and all that shouting about it? Now, this is how you're able to really break a lot of the psychological programming, is through the ideologies. You would think that the feminists and, that are following the United Nations with Greta Thunberg and whatnot would be very happy, but they're not saying a word about this. But it makes total sense when you understand the ideologies. So that you got ideologies of people that say that they're conservative, but they totally stand with the Greta Thunbergs of the world and say United Nations talking points. So there's this huge confusion. So don't look at what people say, their handles say. You got to see what are their ideologies, belief systems, and the symbols that are being posted and used, because that says a lot, at least for me. And right here, Nikki Glaser last year did the 2025 Golden Globes. I guess she's part of the, I don't know the girl's name. She's the comedian girl. She made all these movies like Trainwreck and whatnot. Amy Schumer. She's part of the Amy Schumer. And because I don't know these damn celebrities, I watch like the same damn movie over and over again. So I don't know anything about these celebrities. So I'll be ruining it. But there is this connection there. But we were showing how she practiced her monologue 93 times. 93 is significant in Thelema, going into Aleister Crowley and these secret societies and to do what thou wilt. The Golden Globe monologue practiced 93 times. This means something on the world stage. What does it mean? It means aloha. Shout out to Paranoid American. He showed us that it meant aloha. But look at even the Golden Globe symbol. All this is symbolism. You look at the symbols and it just blows your mind and you can't look away from it. But the way that they build the Golden Globe symbol is the same thing they do with the FIFA World Cup. It is a summer solstice pillar. The 83rd Golden Globe Awards. We'll cover this. We'll update you after this ritual goes down. But the nominations were announced December 8th. That's when Leave the World Behind was released. It's 1-2-12, right? 128. It's the 128 code. I believe this is also Nicki Minaj's birthday, so eyes out on Nicki Minaj. We're looking for 43-year-old actors and actresses to go down for a ritual, probably for this Golden Globe. Maybe it's Kirsten Dunst because she was part of the Civil War movie, which is straight connected to the same programming of everything Leave the World Behind was talking about. There's tons of symbolism on the world stage. But this happened during the polar vortex ritual. The red and the blue, the magnetic poles, bring the souls to the poles and get that vote for the election. It's very electric, the way it's happening. But these characters on the world stage, like happening on 33rd Street, you have George, October 14th. It's the same birthday as Charlie Kirk. Or you have Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg was born January 3rd, the same birthday as Kyle Rittenhouse. So it's this magnetic blue-red ritual grabbing the minds of the left and the right and colliding them, a smashing of the hard-on collider particle, and creating chaos, and from that chaos to create their order that they want, which is the technocracy. So are these all just coincidences on the world stage? I don't think so. It's happening on 1-1-1, January 11th, and we've been seeing that 1-1-1-1 pop up a lot. Here's the Olympics, some images of the Olympics. Here's the 1-1-1. We've been seeing that pop up a lot. Here's the 128 code for anybody new to the channel. First off, if you're new to the channel, we do say hard-on collider because they're trying to recreate the Big Bang and make black hole portals by smashing. It's very sexual. But here is the 128 code. The bridge collapsed at 128 in the morning, and the movie was released on 128, December 8th, connected to Matthew Perry. But this is also connected to the towers. The towers at 1028 collapsed. There was another bridge that collapsed on 128, January 28th. So there's something here with the pattern recognition, and that's what we're looking into. So how is this tied into currency? Because the golden age, the golden globes, the golden bow, whatever it is, goes into bridges and bridge currencies in the new system that's being built. Right here, this happened the same day, January 7th. This is when the fires were happening, and this is when the ice thing is happening. Here's the pillar dollar. That's where we get the dollar bill symbol. And President Trump took a picture with the XRP Ripple team, between the two pillars, and I was just showing the old symbolism of the plus ultra. You see right here it says plus, and you see here it says ultra. You see how it's a pillar with the crown on top? Remember that because it's connected to the golden globes. And then right here is the Vesica Pisces with the crown on top. The crown's always on top because it's symbolically showing you who's really running stuff. You got to look at these lords and the crown, and the crown colonies. And then there's the water right there, the plus ultra, the pillar dollar. And we got to bring this up to Jordan Maxwell. Here's that Something Dark is Unfolding. We re-uploaded it where I was the first to talk about the XRP when it was at 19 cents with Jordan Maxwell going over the bridge currency. And he said it was interesting. High honor there. And here's the U.S. debt clock, right? The U.S. debt clock. And thank you so much for becoming a member. We got a new member. Let's feed that kitty cat and get him wicked fat. Thank you so much, Becoming Giant Collective. He became a YouTube member. I'll remind everybody to please smash that like button and share this video out so when all the people are drunk and they're at home from doing their Bacchus rituals tonight, that they will see the video in the algorithm, and hopefully they don't fall into an algorithmic ritual and do some sort of ice bucket challenge. So thank you so much, Becoming Giant Collection. Now he has the capability to watch the new documentary we're working on. Got 2 episodes out on the Wicked Smart City plus other content. Thank you so much. And if you're just popping in here, we have a deal going on, deal of a lifetime. Click the link below. Get your occult calendar. We got 15 in. The homie Paranoid American sent me 15 occult comics, the last of the batch. Go grab yours now because they're going to sell out. They're probably already sold out. But make sure to grab that. It comes with the Illuminati comic, and get these ritualistic dates. Or become a member on YouTube or on Patreon. It really, really does support the channel. And a cool thing to do is remove the idea of help, because when people say, we would love your help, that means they're a victim. So I try to see, even the word try, I said I try. But using the word help makes you a victim mindset. So I do my best to say support, because that means that I'm not a victim. So I don't know. There's a weird magic going on with these words that they give us. So here is the U.S. debt clock. They got a lot of stuff, and they're really promoting this asset-backed money. It sounds good, right? Asset-backed currency. But little do they know, they have not read the Technocracy. The Technocracy mission is to put every asset onto the blockchain and put into this thing that has already been going on with Sharia banking. So this is also part of the goal to enslave everybody. It's crazy as well. It sounds good, and it probably is good. I don't know. But it's something that we're learning about on the Wicked Smart City. So here's Nikki Glaser. January 11th, when they're doing the show, the Golden Globe Award, they are doing it on National Human Tea Awareness Day. So there'll probably be a ritual with Andrew Tate. I don't know. That's sort of how they do these inversion rituals, or on these national days and observances. But I went to In-N-Out yesterday, and everyone was wearing these badges that were about the human teas. And I was all like, interesting. I just took note of it. I was like, oh, interesting. In-N-Out equals 93 in Gematria. We were showing you the 93 with the Golden Globes, right? How Nikki Glaser did the 93 ritual, the Aloha, the Thelemic occult number. In-N-Out is 93, and they are part of helping end the human tea. So all the people working there were wearing this badge on them. And it's like all over. Just something I take note of to see what's going on in the Matrix, because In-N-Out is one of the most occult companies on the planet. Now, this is going to sound crazy. People are going to freak out, but they have an occult menu, right? A hidden menu. People are like, occult is bad. All the word occult means is hidden. People just don't know the etymology of what words mean. But this is how we're able to break through what's going on the world stage. It has an occult menu. It's known for it. And it has occult biblical messages in its book, in its drinks. It has occult messaging in it. So I'm not saying that that's an evil thing. I'm saying it's a hidden thing, because that's what occult means. And I've been looking at In-N-Out for a while in the palm tree of the X. Every location, they have these 2 palm trees that they imported, making an X. X marks the spot. Is the treasure there? Is the Knights Templar treasure there? We will find out. But you got the X with the 2 palm trees. Now, palm trees are very, very symbolic, especially for the Knights Templars. Here's the Knights Templar with the palm tree behind him, plus the palm tree looking like it is doing some sort of 2 palm tree X thing behind him. How many people know that the palm trees are symbolic? Here's Hollywood, got the line up to Hollywood land, going back to the Druids of the holly tree, using its magical wand for Hollywood movie magic still happening today. Or we even see the palm trees like all over the place. I believe there is a meaning to the palm tree. And here is a symbol of the summer and winter solstice, going back to what I was saying about Iran for the summer solstice. So you got the winter and summer solstice, then you got the circumpunct, which is the target logo, and the universe as the dot, and the palm tree right there in the middle. So it is symbolic. And we did an episode on this actually with the last living homuncologist himself, the one-on-one podcast over on the Patreon. We had our own secret society meeting and he showed us the palm tree. So go watch that. That one's really good. We got another super chat. Let's feed that kitty cat. Thank you so much to Vels8318. He says, you do great work, Donut, from your friends at ESW Rogue. Thank you so much, ESW Rogue Velez. Much love to you. Hope you're having a great night. So tonight, I appreciate that. That's very kind to you and my kitty cat. Thanks you, my kitty cat Chan. So this Golden Globe is taking place at the Beverly Hilton. Maybe something to look into. The opening of the Beverly Hilton was held on August 11th. Now, this is another ritual right here. August 11th is the Helical Rising. The opening was on August 12th, the Helical Rising of Sirius. This is super important to the occult. Right here is the Golden Globe, right? Doesn't the Golden Globe, that's the pillar with the pillar with the ball on top that you can see maybe right here. I think I had another image. Maybe it's coming up. So the pillar with the ball on top for the Golden Globe trophy is the same thing for FIFA World Cup, which their ritual is absolutely huge. And on The Economist magazine, they're having Donald Trump kicking the soccer ball for the FIFA World Cup. So the FIFA World Cup ceremony is probably going to be a huge ritual to show us what is to come, because I've already shown how the last one was in Qatar and they were showing a lot of the Middle East conflict within that and the world going against the yellow ribbon. And that's all there in their symbolism of the last one. But right there, it's the same thing that we see here with Boaz and Jachin of the Masonic pillars. But this goes even more ancient. We even showed you last week when Stranger Things was released, the memorial to all the people who passed away during the Stranger Things show, not in real life, but like in the TV show. It is that pillar. And we just see it all over the place. The winter and summer solstice pillar. And they're covering it up right there. Woo! I got to take a sip of some water real quick because we going hard. I'm going to take some comments and then we'll continue with the Golden Gate ritual. Let me bring up the comment section real quick and we'll read your comments and then we'll get back into the show. But please smash that like button and share the video out. My last video got marked for it being too naughty, so I might have to take that one down too, by the way. So let me go to these comments. All right. The Golden Dawn, right? You got the Golden Globes, the Golden Dawn, right? That's right. Shout out to Makabala. Shout out to you. We're streaming on Twitter. We're streaming on YouTube and we're streaming on Rumble. And then I'll post this on Facebook later. Woo woo to JSMS. What's up? What's up? These are earlier comments. I'll kind of move to the most recent comments now. What about AMTV? We'll bring on Christopher soon. Donut, is it Saturn worship? Maverick Overlord 735 ask. Everything, all the different religions all have the Saturn. It all goes back to astrology. So let me see if you probably put another comment on here. But what is the Saturn worship or the Golden Globes? I don't know. Saturn is the hidden sun. No one decodes the symbols in the media like donut. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. But there's some great decoders out there. Anya Saru, Tommy Truffle. There's a ton of great decoders out there. Shout out to Water Woman Kimberly. Love that water. Oh, I'm just like, I just went hard for 37 minutes. I'm just catching my breath. I'm not a radio guy. I don't know how these radio people just keep talking and talking and talking. Palm tree makes bananas. My favorite guy. Hey, Donut, blessings to you and Chan. Thank you. You know what? I'll go to a segment of Chan humiliating girls. So maybe this podcast can go more viral because a lot of these podcasts, what they do is they bring on girls, humiliate them. And for some reason it goes viral. Like the whatever podcast. So Chan, do the humiliation ritual. So maybe this video will go viral. I don't know. We'll see. Let's get back into it. The Golden Age ritual, Golden Gate collapse. So where were we? Okay. So in the Illuminati news, Gen Z are arriving to college unable to even read a sentence. Professors warn it could lead to a generation of anxious and lonely graduates. Yeah, well, this is nothing new. The millennials, too, don't know the difference between your and your. So there's been tons of books written about this. We covered it on our Wicked Smart for Dummies course over on Patreon. I don't know if I have the book around here, but John Taylor Gatto wrote all these books about how stupid people are becoming. And he couldn't even teach because people didn't know how the difference between the your and your. And so right now, Gen Z, they can't even read a damn book, but neither can us millennials. Gen Z is arriving at college, can't even read a sentence. This is why I promote the books and getting wicked smart and picking up, the Rosicrucian Golem maybe, and, reading these books. Because if you're able to read, then you're going to be wicked smart, and it's just great. It's a good thing. And it's difficult. It's difficult at first. When I went on my first wicked smart journey back in 2012, around then, 2012, 2011, I made a conscious decision, which is pretty stupid now that I look back on it, but whatever. I was like, I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to the bookstore. And I was so broke, I couldn't afford a gym membership, but I could afford to go to the bookstore. You get a cup of coffee for like $2, and then you could get refills for like 25 cents. And that's all I did. And I read, and I didn't understand what I was reading, but I was reading. I read David Icke, I read Machiavelli, I read Plato, and I didn't really understand a lot of the stuff I was reading. I read, I think it's David Deida on the masculine and feminine polarity. I read this astrology book. Mostly I would read these business books as well. But that's what I did. But looking back at it more wise now, that was pretty stupid. I could have also been healthy and did it, and it would actually made me more wicked smart, because if you're healthier, it helps out with so many different things on getting wicked smart. But yeah, Machiavelli was a fun read. I didn't understand it. I read it like 100 times, and I do enjoy that book. A lot of people don't like it and they're scared of it, but I like to know about the different power philosophies and the power struggles and principalities and all that go on in the world, so Gen Z, go to the bookstore before they all close down. And don't go to college. College is going to make you stupid. And I've been saying this forever. And my family's like, what's wrong with you? Even though none of them went to college. So the Iran thing is something I'm looking at. I think it's very important to keep an eye on. Here is the ICE ritual. Check this out. Thank you to the comment section below. Not only did it take place, this ICE event, on 33rd Street, but the guy involved with it got 33 stitches. 33 stitches. We're looking out for the ritual. We already went that. And this is just another way to break through the ideologies of the left or the right and see where do people stand. And I've been calling the Drudge Report a leftist media. And people are like, no way. Why do you say that? It doesn't make any sense. But like, look at them. They make Trump with the king crown on here. They don't even talk about the Iranian revolt against the Ayatollah. They're not even talking about it. Now they're talking about it like 12 days later, but that's not the big thing. What's important is the ICE protests, and they're making you focus on that. And it's going into monitoring phones in entire neighborhoods. I was looking into this, but look, you see this? I try to go to this site. That's part of the resetting of the internet. To verify that you're a human and not a robot, you got to click the button, and then the AI, you got to hit the bicycle. It's training the AI. But to verify you're a human in the future, coming up in the next month or two, you're going to have to scan your iris and get an iris code, and you'll get $42 of cryptocurrency for WorldCoin, which is this orb, which is the same design as CERN. So you got the circle and the circle, and that is so you can say, hey, I'm not an AI. I'm a real person. And so just to get to that, inside ICE tool to monitor phone in entire neighborhoods. I read this and I didn't cover it last night, but what they're able to monitor is the location of cell phones. So they can be like, okay, this person is moving over here and hanging out with this person. So it's just like a tracking device. Kind of interesting. The ideologies. What else can I show? We talked about this in the beginning, the decapitation rituals and the Hashashin order, the Illuminati. Yeah, I look at these symbols on the world stage and I get laughed at. This one, I thought I was brilliant, but I was laughed at by big podcasters. They all laughed at me. They and then they cackled at me. And I was showing how these big rituals, nothing bigger than this ritual, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, Mike Tyson promoting taking psychedelics, and Jake Paul just, I don't know what the heck he promotes. I guess maybe influencer culture. So all the influencers were mad at me because I was showing how Celsius is C, which is 3, and has a degree. And I was like, it's a 3rd degree ritual. I won't really get into the different ideologies of stuff, but I think y'all understand what I'm saying there. Antarctica's oldest, largest iceberg is turning ominous blue color. It's going through the freaking, it took too much methylene blue. Antarctica's oldest, largest iceberg wanted more vitality. It took methylene blue, and now it's turned blue. Now it's set up for the Aztec chalk ritual. So here is Hoffman lenses. I was talking about the Hoffman lenses, the MK Ultra type drugs that they put people on with the LSD, and then they did it to the culture through the music industry. It's his birthday coming up, and this all goes back to Eleusinian mystery cults. The Eleusinian mystery cults was the most famous of the secret religious rites of ancient Greece, and they would be tripping out in the cave. And I don't know, I pulled up a bunch of stuff, just different slides. I was just going to talk shit, swallow spit on what I see, what we've been documenting. During the Olympics, you had Steven Spielberg come out of hiding and do the Illuminati hand sign and talk about, I don't know what the heck he was talking about, but he's right there in front of the bridge, but he's coming out with this disclosure movie. Here's Ice Spice. We're hearing a lot about ice, so just bringing up Ice Spice again, and New York burning down as she's ISIS. And then we were covering how Paris, they did these rituals during it. We remember the rituals, but they raised the flag upside down. Now, all this has different meanings to it. Like when the feds released this image, the guy's wearing a Misfits Crimson Ghost skull on there. This is all for a reason. And they're showing the Waymo cars. They want people, I believe, to attack the Waymo cars, because at this stage of development of the AI was studying the environment. So by this, the AI is able to study the environment and how people will react. So they were promoting that, I believe, subliminally by showing this certain stuff. So I think there's a lot of stuff going on, as this was the No Kings protest. And now those same No Kings protesters are promoting the King Maduro. It's crazy. But they release stuff like From Chaos to Control, the order out of chaos, the feds. Here is some of the AI imagery, how we were showing, and now is public news. People are saying this in the news with Vladimir Putin, for example. They're saying he's AI or Trump's AI. We've been covering this forever before that whole thing was going on, because you're not going to know the damn difference between fiction and reality with the AI. And here is the movie Civil War. The guy's a freaking AI. He's not a real person. Look at him. He's freaking AI. And I believe they changed the script so people wouldn't catch on to what was going on. But yeah, we've been talking about that for a while. I've even was showing how I think that exiled Crown Prince, when he was putting out his message during the precision strikes, I was like, that's an AI generated version of him. And it makes total sense to do that, because you need to be able to, put out stuff while you're somewhere else. It makes total logical sense in a power structure, so people don't know where your location is or whatnot. So the summer solstice rituals, I'm looking out for that. The theosophy. Here's a picture of the fires that happened in California last year around this time of the Golden Globes. And I was showing how all the fires surrounded downtown LA, because downtown LA would be the center of the smart city. So what else do we got? What else do we got? Just a bunch of 128 codes, the bridge for the Super Bowl. We'll cover, I just brought up some stuff if I didn't know what to talk about. We'll be covering the Golden Globes though, but I appreciate everybody's support. What are your thoughts on this Golden Gate ritual? We're almost at 1,000 people tuning in. People must be getting back from their Bacchus rituals at the bar. So please hit that like and subscribe button. And also, if they're not sold out yet, we got 15 occult calendars that just got sent in. Go grab yours. They're probably already sold out. So click that link below to get your occult calendar. It also comes with the Illuminati comic and mystery gifts. So once in a lifetime opportunity. Make sure to go grab that. Anyway, I appreciate everybody up in here. You tuning into Donut, all your Illuminati news. Much love and God bless you.